GTD is an acronym for Getting Things Done, a way of thinking that helps people gain better control and focus in their lives, no matter what they are doing. GTD is not really about getting things done. It's about learning to become focused on and engaged with the present, being aware of what is next, finding stability when things feel out of control, and creatively anticipating whatever life has to offer, whether that involves school, work, relationships, sports, goals, dreams, or even video games. GTD is about being ready for it all. We've seen people from all over the world benefit from the practice of GTD, ranging in ages from 8 to 80, plus or minus a few years on both ends of that spectrum. GTD can be used by anyone, of any background, any gender, any religion, any culture, at any time, in any situation. It is an approach that, once learned, can be developed, personalized, and used for the rest of your life. Much like music, dance, and sports, it is an art that involves learning, practicing, and integrating into your life. GTD has 3 main parts. 1. 5 steps to help you gain control. 2. Levels of focus to help you gain perspective. 3. A planning map to help you gain both control and perspective for situations and projects that require deeper thinking. Explore each of these tools and strategies and decide what works best for you. Once you put the GTD way of thinking to the test, you'll find that it will help you succeed, and you'll want to learn more about how you can make these tools and strategies your own. Some questions that might be preoccupying you. Why should I learn this? Why have I not heard of this before from my parents or teachers? Is this going to create more work for me? Why can't I just do what I've always done, if it's worked for me so far? What? Fill in the blank. Why? Fill in the blank. These are all natural and good concerns. But let's look at why a new mindset and skill set might be needed for your unique generation. The problem. Rising complexity. Have you noticed how complicated the world is becoming? Have you noticed how complicated your world is becoming? For example, can you remember a time not so long ago when you thought that you had a lot of homework? It probably seems laughable in comparison to the amount of homework you have now. What else in your life can you look back on that seems so much simpler, easier, or more straightforward compared to your life today? Or, do you ever find yourself looking ahead and wishing you could fast forward a bit to the next stage of your life? For example, do you wish you could have the freedom that comes with having a driver's license and a car? Or do you wish you could just hurry up and move on from middle school into high school, or from high school into college? Do you notice anything here? Perhaps a pattern? Life seems to find a way to get a bit more complicated every year. As this is happening, you also continue to change, grow, and respond to these added layers of complexity. Sometimes the complexity matches your ability to handle it quite well. Other times, it doesn't. When complexities arrive at perfect times in your life, you are challenged in welcoming and exciting directions. You might experience the thrill of new levels of independence, new types of relationships, new learning, and new levels of competition. When this ideal timing happens, you might feel a positive sense of balance and growth. When have you felt this way? When was the last change in complexity that came just at the right time? Sometimes, though, complexity comes faster than you are ready to handle. At these times, you might feel stressed and anxious because there may be more change or more things to track than you currently know how to deal with, or more homework, or more activities, or more work to manage than you feel capable of handling. Have you ever felt like this? How did you respond? There are even times where you are desperate for new complexity, in any form. You might feel uninspired, even bored in your current circumstances, and believe that you're more than ready for more. You may be hungry for a challenge. At these times, you might experience a sense of unease until something changes, until there is something novel to explore. A new class, a new hobby, a new relationship, etc. Have you ever felt that your current situations are stalled and that you're waiting for something unexpected, different, more, or bigger? How did you deal with it? Managing the complexities of life is a dynamic process. Life continues to evolve, change, and shift. And so do you. Sometimes at a comfortable rate, sometimes at an uncomfortable rate. As you start the journey into this book, ask yourself, how do I feel about the complexity of my life today? Are you feeling overextended? Perhaps stressed? Under-challenged? Maybe you're currently bored out of your mind. Maybe you're stretched to the point of breaking in some areas of your life, and bored in others. Most likely, there have been points in your life when you've experienced some form of all these feelings. Whatever you think of the balance of today, the reality is that changes are coming and will continue to come. These shifts in complexity and the feelings that go with them are natural. Eventually, you will graduate high school and go on to college or get a job. You will decide where you will live, how you'll support yourself, and what kind of impact you want to make. You may decide to get married and raise a family. With each of these transitions, your life will become more complex, and that complexity will require new responses from you. While everyone, including your parents and teachers, has experienced these shifts as they've made their way through life, your experience will be different, and it is important that you understand why. The better you get, the better you better get. David Allen.